It's not chaos boss shovel, meaning where you have a whole bunch of bosses completely at random. You can have multiples of the same boss, and we are underway as we talk about this right now. Starting off in Link's house, we have a heart piece and 20 rupees in the same.
Yeah, there will be at least one of every boss in the game, and 3 random ones will be doubled. But seeing as that we never have to go to Ganon's Tower unless we just happen to need a sword, that's 2 bosses that we'll just never see.
We did pick up a map check. I see that Hera is a 5/6 amongst the other crystals, being Eastern and Desert. Wolfie immediately going to the uncle house, and so is Spry Poet. And we only get a heart piece from Uncle, as Rallon and Justin are heading up to Lumberjack Cave. This is the play I usually make. And only a heart piece to for Wolfie from the secret chest.
We did have
a Lumberjack Cave, only a single rupee.
We had blue rupees on the tree pole. So anybody who feels up to it can do 3 tree poles to get enough rupees to buy bombs, seeing as how we haven't found any yet.
Yeah. So Rallon and Justin at the same time are heading into the Lost Woods from the top and from the right.
You might notice Justin there killing the buzz blobs. This is something that you do new in V31 because they changed the prize packs. He's just checking to make sure it's not like the bomb pack, so he can get like some easy free bombs. Unfortunately, he failed the 50-50 chance on all of his kills.
Rallon and Justin pick up a fire rod over on the mushroom spot, and over in the Please hideout we have a lamp. So both fire sources right out of the gate. Wolfie immediately going to be checking the race game.
Yeah, he opted for the south route there to get the free bombs out of the bushes. He stopped at 2 though. He'll want at least 3 for all of Kakariko, and then he'll need an extra one to get this Moon Pearl.
Yep, and because Wolfie did see one on the race game.
Yeah, he'll probably use his last bomb there to open the bomb shack in Kakariko and get bombs that way, although that's pretty slow.
Yeah.
Raylan's
you can really do, honestly, with 2 bombs.
Raylan's just gonna buy bombs with his 60 rupees that he farmed.
Only a heart piece on the back of the tavern, as Justin's going to check Blind's hideout. Only 20 rupees, a heart container, 20 rupees, and a bug net. So unfortunately, Justin will have to come back to here for the remaining blind check, the remaining check in the Blind's hideout.
Yeah, it took that gamble for the bombs. It's not a bad gamble. Oh, he's going to do it again on the well this time, instead of just going to buy bombs. Maybe he'll get rewarded this time.
Yeah, 20 rupees in the well, only a heart piece inside the chicken hut, 300 rupees on there. There's a mirror inside the well.
All the money.
Yeah, a whole bunch of money to back
that's
that
pretty
up.
unfortunate for Justin. Like, this is even worse than the bomb shack, which Wolfie opted not to do. He's going to spend his bomb here in Blind's hideout.
Yep, and Justin did find a sword though, so that is something, I guess. Only 20 rupees for him, so it won't be too painful, honestly, for Justin.
He's just gonna orphan it.
I mean, they're just rupees. They're not really they're only useful to a certain degree. But
he doesn't know that, and there was a sword in the back of Blind's hideout, and he needs a bomb anyway to get this Moon Pearl. Oh, this is really unfortunate for Justin.
Ooh. So with that in mind, that looks to be we have Aga in logic. I got 1 in logic, at least.
Yeah, this may very well just be an Agassiz.
Yeah, the fact that we got the Moon Pearl that early in the race game, it does mean that it is possible for Aga to be a bit required to get into the dark.
Justin buys his bombs now. I'm curious if he's gonna go get those chests he tried to orphan. Yeah, he is.
It's a lot slower to just. It's a lot slower than just going and buy the bombs immediately as soon as you get into Kakariko and not doing anything. Trust me, I have done it before, and I know it feels really slow, and it is slow compared to just buying the bombs immediately and just not being entirely screwed.
Justin, what are you doing, man? No! Oh my god.
Ugh. So he's gonna be missing out a sword, looks like.
He's double checking the race game or the library. He already checked this. All right. Well, I can't wrap my head around Justin's gambles here.
Yeah, this is really weird. So Rowland's gonna grab his Moon Pearl. Spy is gonna eventually get his mirror.
I mean, like, you know, he took the one gamble, you know, just hoping to find bombs and blindside out of the well. Didn't pay off, you know, it wasn't a bad gamble though. But when he had to come back to buy bombs anyway and continued to orphan those two locations, I gotta think that's way riskier than what he initially did. Yeah, and it's gonna punish him a bit. He's gonna be missing that sword. And if he finds another sword somewhere, he'll just be missing that sword the whole game.
Yeah, considering that we do have a sword on Blind's hideout, just in the bombable area inside Sphere 1, it means that you do get a sword in Sphere 0, but there is for at least an Aga, just making an Aga and 1 in logic, you have to get a bomb. To use a bomb for making Sphere 1, that would be that sword in Blind's hideout, if my understanding of Spheres is correct.
Sphere 0 is stuff that you start the game with. So yeah, in this seed, Sphere 0 is 3 hearts in green now.
So yeah, it's pretty much just Sphere. I believe it's Sphere 1. My Sphere 0 is going to be that mirror and fire.
No, those are also Sphere 1.
Oh, they're all Sphere 1. Spheres are weird to me. Like, all right.
Sphere 1 is just everything that you can collect when you initially start the game. Sphere 0 is things you already have when you start the game.
All right. But we did get Titan's Mitts. Well, I God visioned that. I was going to say we got the Power Glove, and then we get the Titan's Mitts. So that's your Darkhold access. So we don't need Haka. Well, we might need it in case his hammer becomes really dumb.
Justin continuing this really aggressive routing, not going over to Ice Rod Cave. Well, Ice Rod Cave's like pretty inefficient as far as like single item location goes. It's so out of the way that if you don't do it with Mini Moldorm Cave, it's very likely you're never going to do this check. So Raylan will show us if Justin's skipping anything good there. Maybe he'll do the back of Blind's hideout now. Nope. You're walking right by it. Come on, man.
I assume he has the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, he got the Merle.
Okay, good. We're going to do a map check here. Turtle Rock is our green pendant, and I believe I saw Ice Palace as a 5/6, or is that just a pendant?
Not a clue.
Well, Ice Palace was a pendant, so as D-Town is our remaining 5/6.
Raylan and Wolfie both doing a back of escape here. Very common play, first thing you do after you get your gloves.
Yeah, it's not common, and we do get boots for it, so you are going to be rewarded for doing the back of escape. Justin's going to show off that the pinball room can actually, well, in any other situation now, the pinball room no longer has a guaranteed key in it.
Right, it's randomized just like everything else.
Yeah, but it still can have the key. It's just not guaranteed anymore. At least have a key. It's just not guaranteed anymore. Justin's gonna do a death warp to get back to the big chest here.
There's a lot of keys in Skullwood, so like the odds of it being a key anyway is still pretty high.
And Dark Cross only having a map.
It's funny that we got Aga access so early and then we just find the Titan's myths.
Yeah,
I wonder if maybe Aga is intended to be East Darkworld access, which we currently don't have logical access to without Aga.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Justin running into the Gibdos here. If there's a Gibdo standing in his way here, he's in a little trouble. Alright, he's good.
Yeah, Gibdos doing 2 hearts damage while you're on Greenmail is really bad. Justin's gonna do a death ward to reset his health, looks like, or just doesn't get out. Okay, so he's gonna continue going through this dungeon. Because from my understanding, this is a crystal, so he can clear it. Well, he can at least see the boss, but if it's not what he needs, if it's Mothula, then he's fine. But
yeah, that's a really good point. This is boss shuffle. This could be pretty much anything other than Trinex, I think.
Well, it can be. Well, Helmastar, we can't clear just yet. We don't have our bow. We don't have. There's bombos on Sekia, by the way. We don't have a bow for Armos Knights as well. Thinking here, we can if it's Lamolus, we can clear it.
Well, he can kill Armos. It's just harder.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Yeah, it's a lot slower when you don't have a bow. So
yeah, I feel like going even to see what this boss is a pretty big gamble from Justin, because pretty much any boss that's here except for maybe Moldorm is a pretty challenging fight on 5 hearts, on 1 heart, on getting picked up by a wall master. Justin, no!
I think he's doing that to reset his health. And it looks like Spy Poet is doing a fake flipper to do his flipper checks. And Wolfie did get up on the mountain because we do have access to Death Mountain, but not East Death Mountain. Spectacle Rock only having a container, and inside of Spectacle Rock, we will only have our shovel.
I'm really scared for Justin right now because there's only like 3 bosses that he can really handle in this term coming up.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird one for Justin. And okay, he doesn't get grabbed. That's good.
Yeah, it's Argus. Can't do that.
Yeah, that gamble did not pay off well. So he will need a hook shot and at least a hammer to at least do the damage that is needed to make us quick. And we do know that Wolfie hints are turned off, so that hint tile is going to be pretty much useless.
Yeah, Wolfie's just making sure.
Yeah. So V31 lets you do the option of changing it whether you want hints on or off. Most people have decided that hints should be turned off, which is fine. I don't really care. It does make up more time in the end. By the way, Rellin did pick up a burn up. Justin did pick that up a while back. And finally, Justin's going to be grabbing his Master Sword.
This is like his 4th opportunity to come to this check. But he got there. He got there eventually. That's what counts.
We picked up a Book of Medora on Sahasrara's closet, too.
No, Wolfie, Wolfie!
Ooh.
Kadongoed. You know, you don't expect to have this much trouble with, like, just regular enemies when it's not Enemizer.
Yeah, this is, once again, just because there's Enemizer, it says Enemizer, it does not mean we do have Enemizer enabled. It's only there for the full boss shuffle.
Oh, Wolfie accidentally taking a trip downstairs.
So Roland sees that it is Argus, so he's gonna just mirror out and get out of here, since he can't do anything about it.
It's interesting to see Spy Poet coming over here to Eastern Palace. Like we have Dark World access. Like there's a lot of other things that could be doing rather than this dungeon. That's definitely gonna have to be double dipped.
It's an interesting gamble, and honestly, it's a play that I used to do a while back, but before I started like following the breadcrumbs. They're playing the whole follow the breadcrumbs strategy. But if it pays out for him, that would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like inherently wrong about going into Eastern Palace early. It's very early in the logic, right? So that's your sphere 1 is typically like your most dense sphere for progression items. It's just when you have other things to do, going into a dungeon you can't clear is not ideal.
Wolfie does see Moldorm, and he does not look good today.
Yeah, vanilla Moldorm, not bad.
And Wolfie takes the fall. Xavier Ledge only giving out 10 arrows for Justin because he finally enters the Dark World. Oh, he's still in the Dark World. He's just starting to do his mirror checks. And a powder inside Eastern Palace, and Wolfie does take down Moldor. Only reward of a compass, and most importantly, first blood. He has the first crystal.
Wolfie confirmed in the lead. Not really, it doesn't work like that. Looks like we're going back in for the basement, though. Taking no chances.
Yeah, because we do have an item there. Just game only having 5 rupees on round 10 cure side as he enters the Village of Outcasts.
Last check for Spy Poet. The
hammer. Oh, that's huge for Spy. No one's gonna go there. So that alone, that does help him out significantly.
Unless the hammer just locks both bows, it's very unlikely we're going to see anybody dip that until they find a bow, which might be after orphaning a bunch of hammer checks. So from here, I expect Spy Pro to go up the mountain to get that East Dark World, or East Death Mountain.
Yeah, that does mean he does open up East Death Mountain, and Wolfie only finding a heart container, and that will be it, at least for his Dark World, for his Death Mountain plays. But Wolfie
grab that shovel before he leaves.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to grab a shovel here before you leave, in case you want to grab and see if the dig spot has anything of value. So there's a shovel for Wolfie, and Rowland is in Thieves Town. Looks like he's heading to the back.
Yeah, this is a boss shovel, right? So Raylan will be able to check the boss immediately.
Yeah, so, and it is going to be Vitreous,
Which
and that is a boss he
killable.
can clear.
Just not, like, easily.
Yeah, it's gonna be, it's annoying, but he can clear it. Oh, it looks like Wolfie found a flute?
I
Is
think
that
it was
on the
in
deck spot?
Terra or something.
Or was it in Hera?
I think so.
Chat pointing out, actually, chat correcting this, is going to be, it was in the Hera big chest. Surprised no one actually picked up on that.
What's the name of that brand of eye drops?
I
I can't remember. Vitreous needs them, though. Clear eyes, yeah.
Clear eyes. I was trying to look up what it was, but ugh. There was like I was gonna say Koi. There's a whole lot of other eye drop brands. Like there's just not one. There's not specifically one you're talking about.
I was thinking of the one where the commercial with the guy who did the Bueller and the teacher from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, well, Wolfie is doing the whole ham room. And how it works is that you cause an error on Link's Y position, whatever, by just either bombing yourself into a hole or something similar like that, or just dropping, or if you have the flippers, or if you don't have the flippers, you can just drop into the hole on the east side of the lake, on the west side of the lake from Sanctuary, and
that was a nice
drop in the hole. And then you get you get 225 rupees and a little secret too. So Rowland does clear Thieves Town, and
kills the boss. He didn't go to the back.
Yeah, he killed the boss, but he has no intentions of doing anything else. Looks like he found only at least a couple dungeon items.
It was interesting, like, Raylan gets to the Vitreous fight with, like, 2 hearts, right? And plays it super safe and takes on the boss. Justin gets there at full hearts and was playing a bit aggressively and ended up dying. So, you know, it's like this weird situation where, like, being really close to death made the fight better.
Mm-hmm. Rowland checking the dig game, and only 20 rupees. And it looks like he's going to be firing a little more for rupees here, staying a little bit longer, just doing so as he leaves. And Spy is going to grab some fairies because he has a bug. He did pick up the bug net. And won't be setting up the water walk. Going to be doing his. It looks like he might be doing Zora most importantly, but well, he will do the hobo first.
Oh, Justin being real dangerous here, trying to get these spins.
And another death. Jeez.
The thing is, like, the Master Sword spin does twice as much damage as Master Sword Swipes, but in this room where, like, there's nothing to bar you from just putting them up against the wall and spamming the B button, it's less efficient and more dangerous.
And Justin's just gonna leave.
Yeah, very unfortunate for him.
And only 3 bombs on the blacksmiths as he is doing the blacksmith chain. So after Spy Poets finishes up Hera, he will be going to East Death Mountain.
Oh, it's a she. Cassidy let us know.
Wait, what?
Spy Poet is a she.
Oh, I didn't see the preferred pronouns. I apologize for that.
That's fine. Cassidy just let us know in chat.
I apologize.
Nice sword. I'm not telling you so you'll apologize. It's gonna be okay, man.
I don't want to mess up their pronouns, man. Anyway, but Spy Poet gets a 3rd sword. 20 rupees on Stumpy. Half Magic is on for sale in Zora. 500 rupees for Half Magic. I'd take it.
Yeah, Spypo's gonna have a real nice route with that very early hammer. Like, be able to full clear this crystal dungeon and then immediately go to East Mountain, which nobody else has access to. Unique item on Desert Ledge, though. Alright, looks like we're gonna get a look at the Mire area. Mire is a crystal.
But Wolfie will need Samaria at least to see the boss. But Bombos is required for Misery Mire. I'm gonna check out Cave 73. Only a heart piece, 50 rupees. What? 50 rupees.
73.
Heart piece and a mushroom. So yeah, just Cave 73.
You just pick a random number.
No, I'm not. I didn't say 73 just to basically because it's a random number. That is actually the actual name of Hive Cave and from the same map as what Cave 45 got its name.
I feel like you're being intentionally confusing.
I'm not. It's based on Ian Albert's maps.
Wolfie making his way into Desert Palace here. This will be full clearable, assuming we can kill the boss. And I think at this point, the only bosses he couldn't kill would be Argus and Trinex.
Yes, that is correct. But that's the only bosses we can deal with at the moment. And looks like Realm is going to save scum his mushroom in order to do the fake powder once he ever gets a Samaria. But considering that you can get a mushroom, a powder from Eastern Palace along with your hammer, I'd say it's not worth it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if he had that information, he would not save scum.
Yeah, if you had the information that it makes sense, but Justin gets a bottle from the purple chest, by the way.
Is this even random?
Is that a vanilla location?
The purple chest? Yeah, it's a bottle.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Spy Poet did clear Hera, and now they're gonna make their way over to the big chest, not the big chest, the big key chest.
Yeah, she's just being like extra thorough here. But this is a pretty horrible location, but skipping it could be a lot more detrimental than just doing the 90 seconds.
I mean, she will get a heart container. That's something. And it's blind for Wolfie over in Desert Palace.
Yeah, good news there. It takes quite a bit to walk to this boss again.
Yeah, that's the one bad thing about this. But since now the way blind works now is if once you enter the fight with blind, it acts as if you died in the fight, and that means you cannot do the blind script. So there's that. But Wolfie does get 5 rupees from blind and their second crystal.
Oh, the hook shot is over on the floating island. This is fantastic news for Spy Poet. That means that the only way to get over here is that hammer in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, that is. She made the right call to go to Eastern Palace when she went. That it was a big gamble, and that paid off well for her.
Yeah, and getting that hookshot before even seeing the boss of Skull Woods means that Spy Poet's not going to double dip that dungeon.
And she gets Quake from Spiral Cave. Meanwhile, Justin actually is doing the front of Escape.
We haven't seen this yet? I have no idea, I'm asking. Like, has anybody done this?
I don't believe they have.
I know we got a small key and map in the back, so this should be all 3 items.
Alright, Spy Poet gets gold sword out of Paradox Cave in the bottom 2 chests.
Spy Poet with the God route. Canis Samaria and Zelda Cell, though. That's kind of gross.
That's odd, yeah, but Justin, I mean that's something good for Justin at least. And Spy Poet's going to get flippers alongside the gold sword and a blue boomerang. So her call to go into East Step Mountain is definitely paying off well.
Justin will need to make his way up to the Tower of Hera to get that flute, but once he does, he'll be able to full clear Meyer, which nobody else has the ability to do so.
Interesting route decision from Spy Poet. She fell down and pushed the block, only to go back to the front when she could have just. I mean, I imagine she does not know the bomb jump.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody knows every tech, and
makes
like
sense.
as far as like importance goes, that's not a very important bomb jump.
Yeah, I always said that it's a pretty easy bomb jump because of the fact that they Link's sprite gets pushed in a way that it lines you up perfectly with it. And Quake is going to be required for Turtle Rock, and she's going to open that.
Yeah, no Canis Mario though, so we won't be able to go through the dungeon, which is honestly probably a good thing with it being a pendant. Wolfie now making his way into the back of Skull Woods, where he will unfortunately be disappointed by that lack of hookshot. Or he'll get picked up by the Wallmaster. Oh my gosh. Justin finishes turning in his mushroom, gets some potions while he's there. Nice efficient use of time.
Alright, Spy Poet is going to grab her hookshot, and that will let her do Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, this is a really big pickup for Spy.
Interesting that Spy decided to just go back in the way she came from, when she could just jump down and enter from the front that way.
Yeah, jumping down would have been better.
But she does get a heart container, 20 rupees, a heart piece, and 50 rupees.
Yeah, so nothing from the hookshot up here, but it is, you know, the ability to kill Argus and Skull Woods, the ability to get to the back of Swamp. And if worse comes to worse, logical access to part of Ice Palace, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely a good gamble, definitely a good play from Spy Poet. And looks like she's going to do Super Bunny Cave next. will be a have a hard. Looks like she'll just take a death here to reset her health and get to the front, or at least get out of there. Because Wolfie did see it was Argus on Skull Woods, so at this point you just leave. And it looks like Spypo picked up Ether over on Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ether won't be used for anything this seed.
At least that's all for all three medallions accounted for. So there's that.
Where was Bombos?
Bombos was on, I believe, Sickid. Yeah, it was Sickid.
Oh, we'll probably see that pretty soon then. Looks like she's headed over to Skullwoods next.
Yeah, the fact that she did do that. She did get her hook shot there. It makes it a lot easier to do the plays that let her do Skull Woods here. Spy Poet's going to activate their flute, or her flute, brother. My apologies again.
The downside, though, to Spy Poet's routing is that Eastern Palace is definitely going to be a double dip, right? So if anybody else just happens to find a bow somewhere nice and get to single dip it, it might end up like being an overall time loss for Spy Poet compared to them. Double dipping Eastern is worse than double dipping Skullwoods.
Yeah, but the fact that she made that play earlier on and got rewarded with the hammer, it does mean that, I mean, if she can keep that momentum going, that does, if she finds a bow here on the Magic Bat, that does help. I mean, well, considering now we have progressive bows in V31, there might be another bow out in the wild.
Right, yeah. It all comes down to if the bows are both locked by the hook shot or not, or the hook shot or the hammer.
Yep, only 3 bombs on the Magic Bat though, so at this point you can do Skull Woods, not Skull Woods. You can do Skull Woods. You can clear it, but you can also go to Swamp Palace and decide to go and check that. At least confirming that, hey, if there's a bow on Swamp Palace, or at least both bows are at least there, then hey, there you go. You have to double dip it. Rella now starting to fight on blind. I didn't even notice that there was a shield on a C-shaped house. I don't know.
Wolfie headed into Thieves Town. Maybe he'll go to the back for us. Well, Justin and Raylan both went to the boss, but didn't go further.
Now, if Spy decides to continue her trek through Thieves Town, she does have the hammer. She's the only player to have the hammer anyway. If she does that, then it's likely that she might be able to find something of use on the big chest.
Yeah, she'll most definitely go to the back of Thieves Town.
Yeah, considering that she does have what she needs to at least guarantee that she will get all the items in Thieves Town. And the good news for Spy too is that she will be able to clear Skull Woods on their first dip. Only 300 rupees on Agina's Cave.
Wolfie's starting his victorious fight. He's quite a bit safer than Justin and Raylan were when they were here. About twice as many hearts as Raylan had, I think.
Yeah, this is a good position for Wolfie here with 11 hearts and Master Sword. This won't be as annoying to deal with. I love this lockup from Wolfie.
Yeah, like we were saying before when Raymond was in this fight, this is a lot faster than trying to do spins. Just because like there's no slime to force you back, so you can stand really close to the wall.
Spybo did take a death, and she did have a fairy in the bottle, so she will be able to continue and not have to worry about the Gyptos respawning. Makes sense for Spy Poet to get rid of the Gyptos if she doesn't feel comfortable leaving them alive.
Yeah, so Spy's routing Skull Woods to do the boss last. She doesn't really need to because Trinex can't be there. That's the only boss she can't kill. But it's something like Armos could be like really frustrating to fight in that room. So she's just making sure she has everything that she possibly can have before going to the boss.
Growlin going to go to Graveyard Ledge while Justin's going to fight Muldor.
Yeah, and Justin did pick up his flute too, so he'll be able to full clear Meyer now.
Yeah, but the fact that they got the flute that late, later on, does tell me that they might be behind.
Well, I mean, like the flute hasn't done anything.
Right. We don't know if the flute is actually required for anything, but
well, we need it to get to Meyer.
Well, yeah, but what's to say there's a progression on what was it, Meyer? He has.
Yeah, I know. I'm meaning like the flute isn't like the big question mark here. It's the Canis Maria itself.
Right.
The Canis Maria being in Zelda's Cell is like really unfortunate for everybody else because everybody else has access to like all of the Dark World and all of the Light World. So like, why would they go to this really slow, not that dense location? It might be a while before anybody goes to get that cane. So if like say the bow was in Meyer, right, then Justin makes his way over to the hammer and gets a single dip Eastern.
Yeah, that's the big advantage point here since.
Or even like the other players might end up double dipping Meyer, thinking to gamble on the cane being in Meyer instead of going to the front of Escape.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because Spy is able to completely full clear Skull Woods immediately, like a full single dip, at the cost of having to double dip Eastern. And everyone else, considering that Justin got the Samaria from Zelda's Cell, if they decide to go over to the Meyer area and clear that out, well, depending on if it's not Trinex, then we should be fine. Now, one thing too is that Justin can't clear Helmasaur because he does not have the hammer.
You can do it with bombs.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Right. That's something I'm not familiar with, like, at all.
Oh, poor Spy getting picked up right before the boss.
Oh, and also took a death too.
Yeah, essentially, like all of our runners, they're trading inefficiencies. And until we know where the bow is, there's no way to know which one was the right play. Like, for example, like Spy's early hammer led to hookshot and flippers, right? You know, which is likely going to lead to a full clear swamp. Maybe somebody else, they find everything they need and then get to go mode swamp later because they got the hammer so late. So finding the hammer early is good, but it's not necessarily good, you know? Rando kind of rando.
Mm-hmm. But looks like Relen might be able to go for the Samaria now. They're over in the escape area.
Yeah, this is when you do it. This is good news for him.
So Spy Poet now makes it over to Skullwoods, although they're on 2 hearts, so she has to be careful. This is a really annoying boss to fight.
Yeah,
in this landscape,
it's very difficult to not take damage there.
Yeah, considering that the floor is moving, and this is one of the few bosses that does do that.
Yeah, it's a really small arena to fight Argus in.
She could benefit from getting potions.
I think she should be fine as long as she can just get to the boss with like maybe like 6 or 7 hearts.
Yeah.
Justin, I believe, does have Bombos in the mirror. If we can get that updated on the tracker. We'll be going for the current jump here to get over to East Arkworld. East Arkworld is in Logic, but it's in Logic through Aga 1. So essentially, this skips like this 5-minute trip up Aga Tower.
Mm-hmm. I like the blue color from Argus, by the way. That does look nice. Ooh.
I think she might give up after that one. Nope, going for it again. Gotta admire that perseverance.
Mm-hmm. Rollins going to enter Mr. Meyer with the King of Samaria in hand. Now
Yeah,
this
first player to do so.
Yeah, this will be the first player to do so. And then, but yet again, he will have to double dip this later on. Well, actually,
What?
No, what am I saying? That was Samaria prior. Jeez. I was thinking something else.
Yeah, he should be able to single dip this. The only question mark is whether or not it's Trinex. But there's at max 2 Trinexes in this seed, you know, so like they might just both be in Ganon Sour.
Which we don't have to go to.
Yeah, definitely not. Everybody has Master Sword, so there will be no Ganon Sour dips today.
The only gotcha in this case is the silver arrows, but whatever. Speaking of something with a bow, there's our bow.
Just sitting on the pyramid. This is fantastic news for Woofy. Like, he's just gonna head straight over to Eastern now and get the hammer, and then he'll have like a pod afterwards. Although he may skip that because it's kind of...
Yeah. So this is great news for Wolfie, and that will definitely put them at a good advantage. Because now, look at this. He's gonna go over to the pod area, to the front of pod, gonna mirror in front of pod, and there you go. There's your hammer. And Spy Poet has decided to leave Argus behind.
Yeah, she was having a lot of trouble with that. She'll come back later with potions, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in a maybe go mode, right?
Pretty much. It really just comes down to the possibility of either one of the bosses that we have not seen yet is not going to be Trinex. If that is the case, then the ice rod will not be needed, and as I'm looking through it, the pedestal will be dead as a result.
Yeah, and the only bosses we haven't checked yet were Swamp and Mire, I believe.
Yeah, Swamp and Mire has not been dealt with yet, but Rowland is going to be doing Mire now, so we won't be seeing that. He takes a death. Well, was.
Very unfortunate. Yeah, those Wizards, man, they hurt. 4 hearts on Greenmill. Raylan thinking about it. What do I do now? Back in the dungeon. There you go.
Justin's gonna grab his bow, so he'll be led over to Eastern now.
I'm surprised he didn't do Mire when he was up there. And push his Canis and Maria advantage. But this works out too. Getting the bow, definitely what he needs to do.
Yep. So Spy is instead going to do Thieves Town, and that advantage with the hammer, we'll see what happens, because if there is regression in Thieves Town, all the other runners are going to double dip it. But the only form of progression, so to say, would be the Ice Rod.
And like I was saying before, like finding the hammer early led to the flippers in the mirror early, and is likely going to lead to a full clear of Swamp that somebody else is going to get to go mode. Unless it's Trinex. Isn't boss shuffle fun, you guys? Just an opening pod, but I imagine he'll just mirror and do Eastern first here. Just as Wolfie did, who just found his hammer. Wolfie now just an East F mountain trip from maybe go mode. This Igor giving him some trouble, though. There we go. And Raylan now making his way to the back of Mire. He has no idea what this boss is. It could be something he can't kill. Igors and Wolfie just do not get along today. There you go. Show those Igors who's boss. And our boss of Eastern is Trinex. Rip.
Wolfie very frustrated about that, so that means the Ice Rod will be needed, and that does mean too that the Ice Rod can be on the pedestal.
So this is like kind of both good news and bad news for Spy Poet. On the one hand, pretty much everybody's going to end up double dipping this because the Ice Rod just wasn't on the way. On the other hand, Spy Poet might triple dip it. It really just depends on like where the side threat is. Hopefully it's just in Thieves Town or Swamp. Oh, then I missed the boss of Meyer.
Mm. I didn't see the boss of Meyer.
Oh, Chad said it was Argus. Oh, and he doesn't have the hook shot. No.
Oh. So that does mean it looks like his play is going to be for Aga, which is
Wait, why would he kill Aga?
He isn't aware that the hook shot's on the floating islands. And the fact that he doesn't have a bow, so to say.
Yeah, but he hasn't been in Eastern yet. Like, why not just go to Eastern?
To be fair, his play for Aga will lead him to a bow, and that will tell him that yes, no, Aga was not required, and because eventually gets the hammer. So, because think about it, you're missing a hammer, so that way you can get over to the East Step Mountain and grab your hook shot that way. And the only way to actually know that you should probably go to Eastern is through a bow. So his play here will drive him towards the bow and in turn the hammer, but it's going to be an Aga kill.
Right. No, I'm just saying like he's killing Aga for East Dark World access before he's run out of checks. Like, Eastern's still items. Like, he should have gone to Eastern first.
Right.
Even though it would have been a double dip. And this will eventually get him to Eastern, but it's going to feel even worse than it already did, because he's going to find out, oh, I didn't even have to do Aga to get here.
Yeah, this is something that I don't like to do, because, honestly, doing this alone is just not worth it. It's just, for me, at this point, I'm in the Dark World, what's the point? There's probably a few other locations I could do that I could just run it out of the way and hope for that. I'm gonna be the last location a whole lot, but not to the degree of I have to kill Aga for East Step Mountain or East Dark World. But anyway, as Roland approaches, Aggie will fire at least 0 to 15 blue balls. Get your guesses in chat how many blue balls is going to be fired. I'm going to say 3 because, of course, it's going to be.
Oh, Justin skipped the hammer? Oh, no. I did not notice that.
There's our silver arrows from Wolfie's side.
Odd.
And this was all the way in Pod, too. So, Pod was not the answer specifically, but we do have silver arrows. And, I mean, Justin's going to be getting that, but I don't imagine any other runners doing that, too. But, okay, a little bit about Aga, specifically, for those who aren't familiar. Aga has a specific pattern for each round. The first one will always be a red ball, no matter what. Fires 2 through 4 will either have a red ball or a blue ball, which that does nothing. The 5th will always be a lightning strike, and then the process begins over and over and over again until you eventually kill him. So he sees the bow, and he pretty much has the mirror. He knows that that was not the right call to make.
He may just forget about it.
That is also possible.
This is like the worst thing that could have happened to Justin. The hammer locks everything else. Yeah, he's gonna go to Meyer now. Or maybe not.
He's in the map screen. He's thinking of something. Going for Ice Palace, looks like.
That's
yeah, he's fake
reasonable.
flippering to it. Or at least fake flippering to do something. Either if it's his flipper checks or Ice Palace specifically. It's going to be Ice Palace. Hope he needs a bit more money for the bomb here.
Why did Raylan get the bow and then just not go to Eastern?
Looks to be so.
I don't know what's happening, you guys. I'm so confused.
I don't know either. I can't honestly tell what even is going on. But Wolfie might be able to break this stalemate with this Pyramid Fairy check. By the way, Wolfie did pick up a Mirror Shield in pod. So did Justin. And Pyramid Fairy is going to be having Blue Mail and 10 arrows. The worst possible place to get armor.
Okay, let's try and sum up what's needs to happen for everybody here. So Wolfie needs to go to East Death Mountain with his hammer. He's gonna go get his Samaria right now, which is fantastic for him. Still needs to find the Ice Rod. Justin needs to go back into Eastern to find the hammer. So that he can get to everything else and also find the Ice Rod. Spy Poet needs to go to the Pyramid or Pod to the front of Escape and also find the Ice Rod. Raylan needs to do like everything that everybody else has to do and find the Ice Rod.
Yeah, this is just an Ice Rod hunt.
Oh, Spy Poet needs bombos too. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is hard.
Swamp's looking pretty good for the Ice Rod though. Hopefully it's not Turtle Rock. That would be annoying. I think Spike Cave is also a possibility. We haven't seen that yet.
Also, just to ask answer a question in chat, Wolfie, Justin, and Relin need the flippers. And we know the flippers are going to be on East Death Mountain. Specifically, Paradox Cave.
And there's Wolfie's Canis Samaria. That's good news. Justin taking a death in Ice Palace though. Which he sequence broke too. Unfortunately. Oh, Spy Poet did get bombos? Oh, good. Wolfie unfortunately going into Misery Mire before heading to East Death Mountain, so this will be a double dip. You know what, Renderer? I think I understand why there were only 11 entrants in this race.
I mean, the order of the sea layout, the sea settings are in such a way that it is chaotic. You don't need to go to GT at all And the only specific case that you would ever need to go to GT on 7-7 Fast Ganon is if at least 3 swords are in GT and you're still on Fighter Sword. Well, not at least 3 swords, but at least all 3, like three swords are in there.
Well, just 3 swords being in out-of-the-way places. Like, if I had 7 crystals and haven't done any pendant dips, I'd probably go to GT before the pendants.
Mm-hmm.
Justin finally gets his revenge on the Thieves Town Vitreous. Doesn't find the hammer there, though. Raylan, don't do it. Oh my god, Raylan's skipping the hammer too.
This is hard.
Who are these people? These crazy gamblers skipping locations just because they're a little out of the way.
And this is sad because
yeah, you can't even kill the boss.
Yeah, they want to just at least see the boss. And if Rallo decides to leave Eastern afterwards, then he's missing out on a bow, on a hammer. It is in logic because we picked up 2 fire sources right out of the gates in the Lost Woods.
Alright, here's our first look at some items here in Swamp Palace. Hopefully this is where the ice rod is.
And that will put at least all the runners in go mode. Or not in go mode, no mode rather. This will put us in no mode. Because Spy will still need the bow and Samaria.
Raylan hit it into a pod instead of going back into Eastern. That makes a lot of sense after making that gamble. Unfortunately, rip. Wolfie's still looking for stuff here in Mire. Oh, he didn't have the big key, rip. Oh, he's just gonna skip the big chest. Who needs it? Maybe he found both items.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's Argus, number 2 here in Mire. He won't be able to kill it.
Yeah, Wolfie still has to go up to East F Mountain, and that's the problem.
Alright, Justin, where you headed?
Once Wolfie gets into East F Mountain, that's gonna be it.
Still nothing here in Swamp. Spy's going to left side first, it looks like.
Yeah, left side, it makes sense. I personally would go left side first. I mean, honestly, if I'm in the mood to kill a boss and I have stuff for it, then I will do it. Although it's honestly just me just gambling for hook shot at that point, but
Yeah, I think going to left side first makes a lot of sense in boss shuffle when you can't kill every boss, because like, what if the ice rod's here and then it's just Trinex in the back?
Yeah. The worst possible location for the ice rod is it has to be on Turtle Rock. That's the worst possible spot for that at all. 20 rupees on left side swamp. Ugh.
So Justin knows that through Aga 1, East Dark World is in logic. So this Pyramid Fairy is in logic for him, even without the hammer. So he's hoping that it's hammer and Pyramid Fairy. And he's going to try and water walk it over.
Interesting call to make. Justin's going to take the bomb all the way... Oh, okay, yeah, just go to the Skull Woods. Or no, wait, you can't do that.
He's setting up the water walk here.
Oh, there's a water walk here?
Yeah, so if you dash along the pit like you just did, and then you just make sure you don't stand too close to the pit as you're leaving, you store a water walk just like when you dash out of Ice Rod Cave.
I've never seen that at all.
He's not testing to make sure he got it, so I'm a little worried for him because he didn't do it the guaranteed way to set it up. He probably has it though.
Okay, so Wolfie does see the hook shot on the floating island, so he's on the right track. That's good.
Okay, so he did get the water walk. So what he's doing here is he's going to rip his big bomb. What are you doing? Justin! That's not how you do that, dude. I'm sorry.
This seed, man. This seed.
I'm not sure if you can even make it to that transition fast enough. Like, typically you use the transition on the water down south. Raylan picking up his tempered sword. Spypo's been rocking that for about an hour now.
Yeah, that is true. So...
Right, Boss's Swamp. Landmo!
Okay, cool. That's a boss that she can clear. There's Wolfie's flippers.
So no Ice Rod and Swamp Palace. That just leaves Ice and Turtle Rock and Spike Cave, I think.
Yes, that is true. That is the case. And honestly, no one has done Spike Cave. And at this point in the race, my hope is that one of the at least one of the runners goes to check Spike Cave while they're there. Now, Wolfie is going to do Dark Death Mountain, and he will get their hook shot. Now, the question is, does he go for? I mean, he can probably do Swamp Palace first. Well, but then that's way out of the way for him. But if he decides to go to Turtle Rock first, then we might have something interesting.
So when it comes to like efficient full clearing, like this is the best possible time for him to do Turtle Rock. But Turtle Rock is also a pendant dungeon and takes a long time to full clear. So going in there would be like a very thorough play, but not a very strong gamble from his position where he just got access to Ice and Swamp.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he goes into Turtle Rock. I don't think I would from his position. I would do Spike Cave though.
Yeah, Spike Cave is a safe play to make, and that's probably what I would do. Although, like I usually go for item density. I go I would probably say Turtle Rock first, then Hookshot Cave, or not Hookshot, Spy Cave.
Yeah, just like you think of it from his point of view, right? I need the ice rod to finish this game, and I just got access to 6 items in Swamp Palace. So why would I dip Turtle Rock? Just because it's right here. Like, it's a huge gamble. Alright, Spy headed up to the pyramid. She's going to find her bow here. She'll still need to mirror and do front of escape for that Cane of Samaria, though.
Mm-hmm. So there's the bow for Spy Poet.
Wolfie's skipping out on both Turtle Rock and Spy Cave.
Yeah, it looks like Wolfie is deciding on Swamp first.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Crystal Dungeon, huge item density. Why would I go anywhere else?
Wolfie's going to 3.
He's gonna do Skull Woods first.
Yeah, Skull Woods. That essence. Get that out of the way first, then before you do anything else. Which is a dungeon no one has cleared just yet. However, Wolfie is in good position to do it. At 15 hearts, blue mail, and gold sword. Oh, well, everyone has a gold sword. It's fine. But Spy Poet did have a gold sword when he was doing it. Oh no, she was doing it. Sorry.
Spy unfortunately did not mirror to the front of escape, so no Cane of Samaria. Opting to go up here to turn in the mushroom and check catfish instead.
Mm-hmm. And I believe did at least one runner check catfish?
Yeah, we've seen catfish by Justin, Wolfie, and Raylan, I think.
Okay, just making sure.
Both Justin and Raylan still searching for that hammer that they both orphaned.
Spy bought some potions. Now, at least that will help her if she decides to go back to Skull Woods again. She has blue mail, so who's to say that that would not go over there just yet? Like, she might just go back. Sure, she's only 2 hearts behind Wolfie, but she can at least clear it. Now that she doesn't have any, like, she's not in the situation that she was prior, where she kept going even though she was very low on defense. But
Justin's going for a pyramid fairy again.
All right.
Justin, why do you do this?
I just don't see this working. I just don't see it. You could just, if Justin decided to kill Aga, then this play would not have been this treacherous. Because of the fact
this is faster than killing Aga. This is why you do it.
Right, but then even then, once you kill Aga, you have access. You have once you kill Aga, at least you'll be able to get to the bomb at least closer. Yes, it's still bad, but hey, at least Wolfie's gonna give us a pet check. That's one thing, and that's only 3 bombs. So it's not the pedestal. That only leaves Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, and Spy Cave.
Raylan's going back into Eastern. He's gonna get his hammer.
Yay! Although honestly, the pet check it was fine at this current stage that we know of. It's only like a 25% chance that it would have been on the pedestal because of the considerations that, well, we've already done a whole lot of dungeon checks in this seed.
Alright, I think your napkin math is a little suspect, but I'll take it.
What do you mean?
25%.
Oh, wait, 33%. Right. Well, 33%, yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking like we only had like 3. If you count the pedestal along with the 3 at the time when Wolfie was checking the pedestal, it was only 25%. At least like you have in terms of the the location.
But the pedestal's 1 location and Turtle Rock is 6.
5.
7 with Mimic Cave. Green Pendant and Mimic Cave.
True. I don't
Like
know.
they're not equal. You can't just make up numbers, renderer.
I suck at math, alright? I suck at math. My math was horrible, so. Yeah, we did get a pen check from Wolfie, and that it was 3 bombs. At that point in time, there was only like 4 locations that you can do. At least you can go to. There you got the 7, yes. And you got the Ice Palace, which is 3. 10, 11.
Justin finds Bombos. Just gives him 1 more place to go that doesn't have the hammer. Raylan, however, did find his hammer and looks like he's headed to Easteth Mountain to find his hookshot and flippers. And we'll also give Raylan an opportunity to do some checks that we haven't seen that Justin and Wolfie, that Wolfie noped out of. Wolfie takes down Argus number 2. This is smoky. Raylan's having a hard time with these dead rocks today. Alright, so from here we gotta expect Wolfie gonna go over to Swamp Palace. Coastal Dungeon, I can full clear it, it's 6 items. Just makes sense. And I'm wrong. He's going somewhere else. Nope, changed his mind. It was a misclick. There we go.
I'm just gonna take another shot at this again. I did a random calculation. I said like 11 divided by 4, and it goes in. I say like 3.25%. I don't know. It's just taking a wild guess, but I'll stop. I'll shut up from there.
Well, we also have to consider that Wolfie doesn't have all the information that we had. So, like from his point of view, like he still has to consider Swamp as well.
Yeah, this is because I was just
go ahead. Add 6 more locations to your numbers.
I was taking a stab at the odds at the pedestal again. Just if you're considering, you know, like what on Wolfie's perspective, there is Swamp. Wait, okay, I'll just shut up from there. I'll figure. I'll do the calculations later on. I'm not gonna like bust. I'm not gonna sit around and spend like the whole stream doing that. Well, Wolfie's opting to go for Swamp Palace, so there's that.
Yeah, it makes sense for him to do this. Crystal Dungeon and all.
If only, I don't know.
The big question mark right now is when does Spy Poet go to get her Canis Amaria, and what does Raylan do up here on the mountain after finding the hookshot? Does he go into Turtle Rock? Does he do Spike Cave? These are locations we haven't seen yet.
I'm hoping Raylan decides to go for at least stay on the mountain for at least Turtle Rock and Spike Cave. Spy Poet would pick up the unique item. The unique item. I'm grabbing his hook shot.
I imagine Wolfie will try to skip left side swamp, but upon not finding the ice rod, probably go back in.
Yeah. There's the blue potion for Wolfie, and that's all 4 bottles accounted for on Wolfie's side.
And Justin makes his way to the boss of Mire, but it's Argus.
If I was in Justin's position right now, I honestly, I don't know what to.
I think he's out of location, so I think he knows it has to be Eastern now, unless he just forgot about it.
Oh,
did he gamble on the boss? He's going back in. Like, maybe he skipped some chests.
He might have skipped some chests. And, okay, it looks like Rowland is opting to go into Turtle Rock?
This looks like it. Like, there's no reason to do this since he was already in the Dark World.
This is ample opportunity to change the tide of the seed and this race. If you even call it one.
Yeah, no. Whoever finds the ice rod first, they pretty much win. I think Turtle Rock's probably like the most likely place for the ice rod to be, but it's not the only place for it to be. So this might just end up being like a 6-minute time deficit for full clearing this.
So at least now all eyes are on Rowland as we're about to approach the and hopefully the inevitable conclusion here of this seed.
All right, Justin, where are you headed? Eastern? Eastern? Eastern?
He's moving to 3. Is he trying to do this again?
I sure hope not. All right, Wolfie does not find the ice rod. Going back in for left side.
The way I'm seeing this is that yes, while that bomb, the fact that you use the bomb that way, doing the bomb that way of taking the scenic route is faster than killing Aga. It looks like to me it's very it's tricky to do. It's it's pretty tricky, like extremely tricky. Because you have to be.
It's not that bad.
Is it? Or is
it's not. It's not worth doing if you can't be sure you're going to do it, though. You're right. Like if you can't 100% be positive you're not going to mess this up, you shouldn't be doing this trip.
Oh wait, Spy's doing escape.
Yeah, this is good news for her, but also kind of bad news.
Yeah.
Because she'll probably go to Mire first instead of Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
And if it's not Turtle Rock, then she's probably going to do Turtle Rock before Ice Palace.
Yeah. Because that's the only thing you can really do. And if it's not an Ice Palace, then, well, you gotta do Spike Cave. And Rowan, that might be what Rowan's gonna be doing afterwards.
Yeah, I have to agree with chat here. I think Justin's memeing his way through the seed now.
Yeah, at this point, really, that's all you can really do. This seed it's chaotic and it's just terrible. This seed's absolutely terrible. Why was this roll? Why did someone roll this? Can we ban the guy that that rolled the seed?
Oh yeah, she can pull from Mire, you're right. I was thinking that was the Try Next boss. It's Eastern.
I'm looking at you, Kawhi. Can we ban the guy who rolled the seed?
Dude, I tried to get Marty to put on enemy shuffle, so at least like it would be not all about the bosses being shuffled.
I mean, but in general, the seed is so awful. Rollins gonna do. No, Rollins doing Mimic Cave. ₹20. Hunt continues.
Where could our ice rod be?
Where in the world's the godforsaken ice rod, though? He's trying to hold back from saying that, but when you're saying that, like when you say that, that's like you're just it's pretty much an inferior version of where in the world's the godforsaken ice rod.
Alright, Spy has her Canis Maria, probably headed to Mire now. Nothing there but an Argus.
Wolfie checking Magic Bat. Rowan is heading their way over to Laser Bridge, fully equipped to make this check. And 10 arrows.
Rip Justin's Water Walk.
A key. A heart container. And a piece of heart.
Item on the bus.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
Justin's walking back to reset up his water walk. For those who are curious what he's doing.
I mean, at this point, she is fully equipped. She can do this without any problems. Wait, Wolfie's doing Spike Cave.
Yeah, this is a new check. Could be the Ice Rod. Might be 20.
If it is the Ice Roll, then Rowland's play is going to be useless. It's Helmut Arcane for Turtle Rock here. Oh boy, and it's properly colored too. Nice.
I never thought of you as somebody who cared about color.
50 rupees. It's not Spike Cave. It has to be. It can either be Turtle Rock or Ice Palace. Rowland kills the Helmstar King, and his item is going to be 100 rupees. Where is that ice rod?
Hey, Justin finally got the glitch.
He got
though.
it. He got it. He got it, boys. He got it.
Yeah, so all we have left right now for ice rod locations is Sahasrara, turning in that green pennant that was just picked up, and Ice Palace, which we saw like one chest of.
Well, let's go check Spike Cave for a little bit. Just be a little bit thorough here. Ugh.
And Justin knows he did wrong.
All that for nothing. And throwing a bomb in there.
Don't bomb the Pyramid Fairy. It's not her fault.
It's...
Guy.
Oh, all that just for nothing. Jeez.
Alright, you gotta go turn in green pennant like right away. Right? You just spent all this time in Turtle Rock. We need to find out for sure if it was worth.
Yeah, if it's on Sahasrara, then it is required. Otherwise, it's not really Oops All Dungeons.
Justin concedes to the seed. He knows he has to go back to Eastern. He will find his hammer. But
Yeah,
not his ice rod.
And it's frustrating if you're Justin because you did all these gambles and they just did not pay off well. Sahasrara only had the heart container.
It's Ice Palace, boys.
It's gotta be Ice Palace. Going to 3 first. Most likely gonna be killing off Skullbones first.
Oh yeah, no, Raylan's gonna do Skullwoods, Mire, and Swamp before going to Ice. Wait, was there an item on the boss of Pod? We haven't seen that either.
That is true.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, because nobody who went to Pod had the hammer when they were there.
If it's not Ice Palace, then it's gotta be on the boss of Pod. But hey, I honestly gotta give credit where credit is due. These runners are putting on an amazing show despite the odds. Just give these runners a bottle. They deserve the credit where credit is due.
We're not going to get pushed offline, are we? Is there anything scheduled after this?
No, but it's going for quite a while. There's nothing scheduled behind. At least I could at least bring that. Not really.
Justin has a hammer!
Hooray! And he's just been sitting in the room this entire time.
For some reason.
And he's just gonna death warp out. He does not feel like nearing.
Oh, Oh, he saves and quits instead of doing the boss of Pod. But I mean, that makes sense. Like, the mountain looks like so much
The scene is so irritating. Rowland doing his pet checker to find out it's only 3 bombs.
Did Spy Poet go back to Eastern to find out it's Trinex? She did. Okay. We're not going to see any new checks for quite a while, I think.
Yeah, at this point, what do you like? Do you just decide to go? Do you have to go Ice Palace? I mean, Rowland's going to swap, but then at this point of the race, you really have to go to Ice Palace. Palace. If it's not Ice Palace, it's got to be the boss Pod.
Wolfie will be the first runner, I think, to show us something new, but it's not going to be until after he finishes this and probably does Spike Cave and probably turns to the Green Pendant.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
He finds out, hey, it's not Trinex here. That's good. Now drop my ice rod. Helmosaur says no.
So for those who are tuning in, so this is the Link to the Past Randomizer daily race. This is a open Enemizer with not really Enemizer specifically where all the enemies are shuffled. It's a full boss shuffle, meaning all the bosses are going to be shuffled amongst themselves, and at least 2 of them are going to be doubled up. And the settings are going to be 7 fast Ganon, meaning 7 crystals to get into Ganon's tower, and 7 crystals to make Ganon vulnerable to attacks. And fast Ganon means that the Ganon hole on top of the pyramid of power is going to be open right out of the gate. And to answer a question in chat as well, there is such a thing as a map shuffle. Well, technically speaking. Technically there is a map shuffle. There is no map shuffle in this particular seed, but if you go to ALTTPR.com, there is a setting that you can set where maps and compasses are shuffled.
All right, here we go. Ice Palace, finally.
All right, finally some action to call.
I don't think it's ice. I think it's on Helmosaur.
It's probably gonna be in Helmosaur, but it's 3 items. You can check them. Now, also there is technically a chest shuffle, so to speak. That's how the item randomizer works. There's a whole lot of the randomizer it shuffles all of the items amongst themselves, and it's most of the dungeon items once you get into a dungeon. And yes, they do have the runners have the same seed. This is a race of this, so all the runners will have the same seed. but they are allowed to change to have a different sprite for each player, so that they can choose which one is what they feel is cool and the best, I guess. The ALTTP.com website has a whole page dedicated to the various sprites. There are a total of like 250 seeds, like 250 sprites in total. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I got a Snapchat. I wasn't listening. What?
I'm answering a question in chat regarding streamers having a different setup.
Set up like the console?
Well, yeah, the different setups like their sprites, their picture, their timers and such.
Oh yeah, sure. I think there's. Let me check real quick. Yeah, there are about 1 million different sprites that you can choose from.
Yeah, less exaggerated thing, maybe like around 250. The seed. They don't know the seed prior to it. Seeds they don't know the seed prior, and then you have to figure out as they play the seed. If they did know the seed prior, that would be considered a spoiler race, where they would get the spoiler log of the race, they get the spoiler log of the seed, and they have a certain amount of time to plan a route ahead. And then it's all about a matter of execution, which is a fancy term of saying how quick they can make the seed, they can run the seed.
All right, we're finally to the new part of Ice Palace. This will be our first look at new locations in about like 20 minutes. And we got a small key. All right.
All right, that's one thing. That's one thing down. Next chest. There's our ice rod.
That is go mode, no mode, all the modes.
At 147. Oh, we can finally put this seed to rest. Jeez.
Why is Justin doing hair pot? Just for fun, I guess.
At this point, I honestly, him doing hair pot now, it's
like he already full cleared this dungeon. Like there's nothing here.
I think he's. I have no clue what he's doing. Maybe he forgot something. I don't know.
No, he like just got the hook shot and the flippers. He has like 1 million places to go, and he's still looking for an ice rod. He's just he knows he's lost. Like it's over for him.
Yeah,
with all the things he did.
He was behind throughout this entire scene. It felt like he was behind the entire scene, and this. Ugh. I can finally rest for once.
So Spy's also in a similar position. She's out of crystals, she can full clear, has to pick somewhere bad to go looking for the ice rod. She's opting for pod, where she will find silvers, which I'm sure she'll be happy to see, but happier to see an ice rod.
Yeah. The good news is that Wolfie will be after she's done with after he is done with Eastern Palace. I apologize.
Can you just go straight to Ganon?
He's going to go for Ganon. I don't understand.
What? Are you okay?
I like
It'll be okay, man.
I like the little scene there. I think it's funny. Wait, what the? This is new. I mean, yes, he can't die. He can't die. But what?
I don't know what you're confused about.
I'm confused why the boss is still why the Ganon fight's still going. even though he hasn't been finished yet.
Justin's just waiting for everybody else to finish, I think.
I've never seen this happen. Like, I'm still, going into years, I can't die. So I guess the fight continues until it reaches phase 4, and then he's not vulnerable, and then becomes vulnerable.
Yeah. He full heals after every teleport in phase 4.
Oh. Okay, so that's what happens when you decide to go to Ganon immediately. So that's new.
All right, that is 7 crystals for Wolfie. That is 1 to 22 locations. He's not going to check for the big key. So if you'd like to guess in which of those locations the big key is that he's not checking, do so now. But we will never find out the answer.
I'll stick with 11 because 11. Plus, I stole it from Cyclone.
So does everybody lose or does everybody win?
I don't know. It's everyone wins. You get a car. You get a car. You get a car. Everybody gets a car. Yeah, there you go. You get a random seed. You get a random seed. You get a random seed. Everybody gets a random seed. Just go to ALTTP.com. I guess it's safe to say that I don't know. Justin probably had given up. He's fighting the boss over and over and over again.
Yeah, I think he gave up a while ago.
So he's gonna just die. Again. And again. And again. Wolfie's on the actual Ganon fight. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Justin forfeits here. It's been a hard seed, and also, by the way, this is a showcase of that was just a showcase of the little silence out there now in V31. And for those who have not seen the news, V31 is now the current version of Link to the Past Randomizer. As I posted in the chat here, the changelog for the new version of the randomizer. You feel free to check it out. One of the main things too is that there is a progressive bow. The ice rod can now be in logic if you play it on advanced item placement, and so on and so on. Get your GG to chat for Wolfie, and he's gonna be crossing that bridge pretty soon. And Wolfie has finished in first place on the restream with an official SRL time of 1:52.58, and that is good enough for third place overall. Going in reverse, we have Hydropower 78 in second place with a time of 1:50.23, and our winner is Plasma Kappa in first place with a time of 1:28.13. So he definitely got the ice rod much earlier than all the other runners by at least almost 30 minutes.
Hey Wolfie, how you doing?
Hi Wolfie.
Oh, doing fine, except for getting trolled by that Trinex again, like always. Oh.
I don't know how. I had no idea what the thing. My brain's just fried.
Are you regretting joining the race?
Nah, absolutely not. I still had a lot of fun.
We had so few people. Man. So few people even entered the race. I think everybody knows that boss shuffle is quite a pain.
I actually like it.
What?
Even after this?
I love Enemizer totally, absolutely. It's so much fun.
Okay, all right. I'll give you credit where credit's due. Enemizer is cool. It's really, really confusing. It also takes quite a long time when you. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's painful at times, but I still like it. But yeah, man, that ice rod again, as always.
Yeah, it had to be the ice rod. It was the big ice rod hunt, and it just happened to be in an ice palace. It just, ugh. I don't know.
I agree with all your plays this seed. It just happened to be in like the worst place. Like Turtle Rock looked way better than Ice. 7
Yeah.
items from Turtle Rock.
I prefer Turtle Rock so much over Ice Palace. Like, I had, like, Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, and 1 item in Thiefstone. Like, that Thiefstone item would have been last located, definitely. So yeah, Turtle Rock over Ice Palace, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. That's the right call to make.
I
Definitely.
guess, who was it? Was Plasma Kappa with the 128?
Yeah,
Plasma. He just God visioned his way into ice to the ice rod, I guess.
but at least my bomb jumps were on point.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you
Oh my God.
you have that, you know?
Yeah. Gotta have something, right?
Definitely.
Like that Dark World West-East bomb jump. So unnecessary, but you know what? Screw it.
Yeah, it just ended up being like a pretty super gross seed for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had plenty of routing divergence, though. Like Spy Poet made an early play into Eastern and had the hammer like the whole game that everybody else was searching for the whole time. But it ended up not mattering because of the ice rod.
Yeah, Ice Rod. Always love it.
Like I think she got to single dip all the dungeons except for Eastern.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, if I went into Eastern first, I would have gotten that hook shot way earlier.
Then you end up not double dipping Mire, end up not double dipping Skullhead.
Yep. And Swamp, I was almost sure that they're gonna be Trinex or another Argus.
Right.
And I just got word that Justin Z has forfeited from the race.
GG.
GG.
GG's.
Yeah, Justin, like, he kind of gave up on the seat after a while. He started fighting Ganon over and over again with only 6 crystals. Or with only 3 crystals.
Oh my, that hurts.
Yeah, what happened to Justin was when he went into Eastern, he gambled on the boss having the 3rd item instead of the vanilla big Q chest. So he left the hammer behind and then found a Trinex.
Ouch. Yeah, that hurts.
Also, totally sorry if any of this noise is coming over my mic. I'm not sure how much it picks up.
Hey,
There's
Justin.
some work being done in the house.
Hey.
Hey, Justin.
Hey.
Well, that was a bit rough.
So we have to ask Justin. You are aware that you have to have 7 crystals to kill Ganon, right?
Yeah, I was trying to quad him with a frame perfect swing with the gold sword, so I just thought I would. It's like I was basically looking for anything fun to try to do since it was just a disaster from the start. So.
Yeah, I could tell right away that the seed was just going. It was rough from the very beginning. It was.
The seed was, and then when you play like I did as well, on top of it, it's just a complete,
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Just to clear things up for chat, who might be confused, that would not be race legal. It wouldn't qualify as
right.
As it was just for fun.
Exactly. But at least I finally got that red bomb across the water.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, I was curious what was going on, and I was not aware of that watermark at all, and it just looked annoying. And I honestly said, like, at that point you could have just killed Aga and just make that check a lot easier.
Oh yeah, I mean it was not for the sake of bypassing Aghanim at that point. So
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I didn't think it was like the worst thing for you to be doing or anything. Like you made this big gamble in Eastern, and to go back to Eastern is to like admit defeat, right?
yes, definitely.
So and it was possible that the hammer was in Pyramid Fairy, and doing the big bomb water walk was skipping this 5-minute check to do Aga 1.
That was the initial idea, although after failing it a couple of times and doing a bunch of other checks, after that it was just like, all right, let me actually do this because it doesn't matter anymore. So, but I mean, as an initial play, I guess it was all right.
I have a video I can share with you to make that big bomb water walk a little easier than the way you were doing it.
I appreciate that. It's not one that you often do, so I was kind of
it's my
playing
favorite glitch.
Like, it is fun.
If I'm in a scene where the hammer could be there and I can do it, yeah, I'm probably gonna do it.
Right. Exactly.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, it is. It's a pretty nifty skip if it does work out. So I figured, what the heck, go for it.
The ice rod was in Ice Palace, if you were curious.
Was it like in that chest I was about to get before I died again?
Where was it? It was
Right
in
side.
Vanilla Big Key, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I couldn't have gotten to it because I didn't have the hammer yet.
Right.
Yeah. That was another one of those plays that I'm just like, well, all right, let's try every sequence break possible.
Right, yeah.
So,
Are you going to be a little more gun shy in the future about skipping Vanilla Big Key in Eastern?
Well, probably not. Like, the only reason I did it was because I already felt awkward the way kind of the first 20 minutes went. And I was like, but I got the bow possibly out of sequence, so why don't I just make the most of this and be like, yeah, maybe this play is impossible unless you're sequence breaking, and then I'll have a really huge lead, so I'll just go straight to the boss. And then, of course, I couldn't even beat the boss. If you could mirror backwards a few rooms, obviously, then I would have gone and checked that chest. But since you can't do that, it was more like, well, okay. Good try.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely not like the worst way to save time skipping that chest. It is like 6 screen transitions.
It's something like that, and it just seems like way more than half the time it has a dungeon item in it for me for whatever reason. So, and every time I go check it, that's what it has. So
I think I have a hard time agreeing with you making that gamble at that point in the game, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, after not getting anything in that dungeon, like, you didn't really have anywhere nice to go afterwards.
No, it's true. I mean, I'd pretty much thrown in the towel anyway at that point.
Right, yeah.
With like 3 unintentional deaths and 3 bosses I walked into that I couldn't beat and 1 that I just didn't beat. So it was more like, all right, let's just get even sillier and just make this more, this is the sideshow while everyone else is racing.
Yeah. I should also point out, though, that Relon has finished second on the restream with an official Astral time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 3 seconds. That's good up for 6 players overall, going in descending order. We have, this is not Yoho in 5th place with a time of 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 54 seconds. And then Ravis with a time, in 4th place with a time of 1:54:40.
If it makes you feel any better, Justin, like, everybody was having that trouble in those first 20 minutes like you were talking about, except for Spy Poet, who did the early Eastern dip and got that hammer like super early.
Early Eastern would have been nice. I mean, and yeah, I was already annoyed at not getting Vitreous twice, so
it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Boss Shuffle.
It can be. Sometimes it's hilarious and great, but other times it's like this.
And we're joined by Round Takir.
GG.
GG, man.
GG.
Yes, somewhat like that. I mean, I would probably cut the first G, at least from my side.
PGG, like pretty good game.
Yeah.
PGG. Nice.
Not the worst game, I guess.
Honestly, I don't know if I ever played a worse combination of me and the sea.
Welcome to my world.
Hold on my mind.
Yeah, so interesting. You and Justin made the same gamble to skip the vanilla big key chest in Eastern. You went back to it a lot faster than he did, though.
At that point, that Vanilla Big Key Chest in Eastern was my dead last location. If I would have went anywhere else, I wouldn't have found anything, or I would have had to report the seed as not being completable.
Right. Yeah, just the seat in the hole was like very uncomfortable for everybody, like constantly running into bosses that you can't kill yet, and then to get Ice Rod Go mode in a seed where two of the random bosses like you're never even gonna fight. Why couldn't one of those be Trinex?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean there are 3 bosses that appear twice, and of course you run into an Argus very early on, and then of course into a second Argus.
Run into him again. Yes.
Yeah. Both in Crystal Dungeons.
Yep. Amazing.
I mean, there are 3 bosses outside of Ganon's Tower that do not have to be defeated. Could have also been Trinex or Argus. Yeah. This it was mean.
Could have been all Trinex.
No.
No, it's on full shuffle.
Yep.
Yeah, I
full
know.
shuffle.
Why do we do full shuffle, by the way? Like, why
Instead
do,
of
like on the speed gaming races, every time we do like a boss shuffle, it's always full shuffle.
I'm fully in favor of doing Chaos Shuffle, but
Me too.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Chaos is
Same.
way better.
Yeah,
Because
I agree.
because you're like just as likely to get 0 Trinexes as like 4 Trinexes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if there's 4 Trinexes, the game's gonna like just hand you the Ice Rod.
Yeah. It'll be relatively early, most likely, so you'll find it in one of the early spheres that you would have checked everything in anyway, so it balances out. Chaos, quote unquote.
But yeah, man, that death there in front of the pyramid after the current jump, that one hurt. That was just painful. I mean, early on with the bosses and the pyramid crystals, at least pretty fast clearable, I somewhat suspected an hammer and pyramid fairy. So
Yes, Justin.
It was worth a shot at that point.
I wanted to go for it almost immediately, but then decided to try the current jump first because maybe it's just the hammer over on there, and then dying before I saw the bow. So I then went for Aga. It just didn't work out.
Now, if I remember correctly, when you did get that bow off of the pyramid after Aga, you saved and quit, didn't you? Like you went over to do other things instead of going to the bow dungeons.
Yeah, I went then just to deliver the red bomb, and then went over to pod.
Oh, okay, because you were like hard thinking Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
And if it's not Pyramid Fairy, I can just run over to pod anyway, because I'm back at the pyramid, so at that point, just do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, by that time, when I saw the bow, I already was tilted because of the death, and if I had found or would have not died, I would have picked up the bow and head instantly over to Port Eastern, so yeah. Bad executions led to bad decisions, led to worse executions, led to worse decisions, and so on.
High five, man.
That's the story of my seats, honestly.
Yeah, and that ice rod was, I think, looking at my tracker, I have 3 more unchecked items, and 2 of them are also my ice palace.
Yep, and that last one in Seastone, right?
Nope, I checked both of those. I never went to check Upper Ledge, so I do not know what there is.
Oh,
Pretty sure it was not the ice rod.
yeah.
I mean, I would have to found the cave for that to become relevant, and at that point, if I would have found the cape in Ice Palace, yeah, that was the only other way.
When are we getting progressive rods to go with our progressive bow?
Oh my god.
That would be horrible.
Has to be ice rod first, though. Ice rod is the first progressive rod.
No,
Yeah.
no.
For Fire Rod to be even more often on Laser Ridge. That sounds great. I mean, of course, the first thing I did after realizing I have Ice Rod Go mode was to search Turtle Rock for the Ice Rod, because you have to go to Turtle Rock to find the Ice Rod, right?
Exactly.
So Spy Poet currently headed through Ice Palace. This is her last location. Imagine she'll do the right side pretty quickly and find the ice rod for her go mode.
Hey, I have at least one positive thing I can take from the seed. Managed to hit a triple silver on Ganon.
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, my thing was getting all the bomb jumps. Like instantly.
I didn't even bother with the one in Ice. Because, yeah, that was just Ice Rod. For the other ones, I don't know if I didn't even need to. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Spy Poet going a long way to the right side, skipping that bomb jump.
I don't know. I have nothing else to say, honestly. I'm just dead tired.
There are some seeds where you get done with them and your brain just feels absolutely melted.
We weren't even playing this, and I feel like that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
There was like this. There was this 20-minute span close to the end where nobody was checking anything new.
Because everyone was avoiding Ice Palace like it was poisonous.
Yeah, screw that Ice Palace. Just hate it.
I decided I'd go in there without flippers or a hammer, so that didn't work out very well either.
And when I found the hammer, I briefly considered just fake flippering ice. And it would have actually turned out to be the perfect play at that point.
Yeah.
But with only flippers and hookshot missing, and Swamp Palace as a necessary dungeon to clear, which also could just hold on to the ice rod.
Yeah, not to mention the boss of Ice Palace could have been holding progression and be like another boss you can't kill.
Very true.
Well, at that point, it could have only been the second Trinix, which you couldn't have been killed. And then at that point, it couldn't have been the ice rod, so that would have been a good point.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. Yeah, why didn't you do Ice Palace? Should have gone to Ice Palace, man.
I mean, there was just
What
the
were you
whole
thinking,
14,
Raymond?
15, 16 checks on the mountain open with the pendant Turtle Rock, which of course has the Ice Rod, because it's Turtle Rock.
Alright, Spy Poet found her Ice Rod.
Yes.
That is go mode.
I mean, looking at the finishing times, you wouldn't even think this was a fast Ganon seed.
True. It was that bad.
I feel like I would have been pretty messed up seeing Plasma Kappa's finish time. Like when I see the 128, I'm thinking, no way it's Ice Palace. No way he went to Ice Palace.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, at that point too, for me anyway, I was just like, I don't even know where anything is. I don't know where logic is. So it was sort of like, well, there was a really obvious play. Otherwise, there's no way anybody could have finished with a time like that. So
I wonder if finding that hammer earlier would have, or what it would have made for a difference, because it would probably put off finding the cane for a bit more time. So then
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to Spy
escape.
Poet. She did get the hammer early and ended up getting the cane really late.
interesting.
Although that also would have meant I would probably went into ice before going to Turtle Rock, because I would rather go to ice before going to front of escape at that point. So I never would have went into Turtle Rock. I don't know.
Yeah, she did not make that play, unfortunately. That's interesting, though. You'd go to Ice Palace before Front of Escape. I don't know if I'd make that call.
I mean, that's a little bit because I am not the strongest player in execution. So if I want to win, I have to make some gambles, gain an edge somewhere, and
crazy like a fox gambles.
And not
like skipping.
Not really that, but
Skipping vanilla Pinky and Easter.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, at that point, I had the vanilla Pinky in Eastern, the boss, which could have been just killable for the item, and I believe both book checks, Powder and Zora as only logical open spots. So I was just saying, okay, let's gamble on that one at this point. And if it is progression, then you're back soon enough.
On to Trinex Phase 2 for Spy Poet. And down goes the Bane of Boss Shuffle.
Boom.
Get wrecked, Trinex.
Well, guys, it's been fun, but I'm gonna have to get going.
All right, we'll see you.
Thanks. Hope you enjoyed the circus act, and
yeah, definitely.
we'll catch you next time.
At least it's fast gaining, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you finally find go mode. All you have to do is kill one boss and then fight Ganon. No 14-minute climb through Ganon's tower.
I had to do 2 bosses because I never bothered to go Maya before finding the ice rod because there was no item left. So, yeah. But it was nice to just save and quit in front to the pyramid.
Oh yeah, because you killed that guy.
I mean, that's almost making up the time I used for the tower, right? That I didn't have to go to the pyramid?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I could have just died 3 more times trying to get over there. And I hate it when those skulls pop out the grass when you try to dash through it.
Yeah. Those are annoying as hell.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Spy Poet is pretty well geared for this fight. 18 hearts. Butter sword. Blue mail, silver arrows.
Yeah, I mean, if you try to search for the ice rod this long, you tend to find some stuff on the way.
Seems likely.
Yeah, like everyone has butter swords.
Yeah, Spy actually had her butter sword at like 20 minutes or something because of the early hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Plasma's time, while definitely something compared to the other times, it does not seem that impossible. It's just you have to make the right decisions at certain points.
Like in every game ever.
I mean, what really bad one was there? If you found the hammer early, you would have practically have to find the ice rod at some point, but everything else was somewhat reachable.
Yeah, early hammer, no double dipping, Mire and Skyward.
Yeah, I think like the major downside to finding the hammer early was you end up triple dipping Eastern. Because then when you find the bow, you go back to Eastern the second time, only to find out it's Trinex.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, Spy Poet finishes off Ganon, gets 8th place with a time of 2:21:56. GG.
GG indeed.
Looks like we are going to get her in for an interview. Welcome, Spy Poet. GG.
Oh my god.
Best seed ever.
This is actually the first seed I've played for version 31.
Fun.
Fun. First 40 minutes were great. Had gold sword. No idea how I pulled that off. And then it turned into the hunt for Samaria, and I...
Yeah, so you actually routed the beginning differently than everybody else with that early Eastern dive, getting you the hammer, which led to like all the swords, the hook shot, the flippers. But unfortunately, it didn't end up being like the play of all plays because everybody ended up needing the ice rod at Ice Palace, and nobody was going to Ice Palace.
No, if you have a choice, why do Pendant Ice Palace?
We'll have to ask Plasma Kappa because he certainly did that to get that time for first place. I can't imagine what drew him into that. I guess he just thought it was Ice Palace. Thematically, it makes sense, right? Ice Rod, Ice Palace, right?
Maybe he just mistracked.
Like he thought it was a crystal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I've done that before.
I think so. I mean, you found the early mids, the flippers, if you got the hammer early, you could have found the flippers in the hookshot. And then it's decision time. I mean, there are Ice and Turtle Rock pendant, and if you don't want to do Turtle Rock, and you don't want to do Maya without a cane, maybe just do a trip over there.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Like if you just got the cane like super late.
That was what was getting me, because it's like you had all these early, so you would think I have a better shot of finding these items in a non-dependent location, especially if you've got Death Mountain open compared to diving Ice Palace, since Ice Palace only gets you 3 items. In non-key sanity, at least.
And with hints of you cannot even go in for those, so it is not the best play to make or the highest density play to make, but maybe it's because exactly that's why you do it sometimes, because it's a more unlikely play and it's a more paying off gamble if it succeeds.
Yeah, I guess like the whole scene comes down to like these 2 possible decision points. Like either you don't have the cane and you choose either Front of Escape or Ice Palace, or you do have the cane and you choose either Turtle Rock or Ice Palace. I think in both situations though, for most runners, the non-Ice Palace play looks more appealing. It's just unfortunate that that ended up being where the Ice Rod was.
Yeah, but so is Rando.
Rando gonna rando. Well, I think we've suffered enough for today. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go throw my computer out the window.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much. Wolfie, Spy Poet, Justin Z, and Raylan Tank here. Make sure to give those guys a follow. They did a fantastic job. Fantastic job.
On skipping the Ice Rod.
Skip and the hammer.
And executing very poorly.
Yeah,
you-
we did a very good job of showing how to not play Rando, I think.
Exactly. That's how you learn, right?
And also much love to our trackers today, Jinxie Girl, and then Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna and Spy earlier. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for clicking the buttons. Really appreciate it. And also to my co-com, Professor Renderer, who unfortunately had to head out a little early. The seed went kind of long, but still appreciate him being here. And thank you, chat. Thank you. Also, you're welcome. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good night, everybody.
Goodbye.